Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, home of the BitSquad, the largest and greatest crypto alliance in all of the interwebs. I'm your host, DZ. This is Around the Blockchain. We come to you Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with some great topics, with some great guests. We got a great first-time guest today. We're really excited, and we're going to jump right into what we got covered. We're talking about Bitcoin. It got crushed. It's crashing. Should you be scared? We saw Polygon. It's a huge powerhouse in the industry. Some huge layer 2 solutions coming your way. Is Polygon going to win the war? We're going to find that out. And but we also got some great guests. We're going to just go right into it. First time ever appearing on the show. We have Hotep Jesus, man. Appreciate it. Said you're handing out grifties left and right. Is that true? All right.
That is absolutely true, sir. Grifties Award, the second annual, will be airing early next year. So look out for that. Shout out to our previous winners.
All right. King, so watch out, Oscars in January. There's a new award show early in the year that people are going to want to pay attention to. Also, we have CryptoKeeper. He has a debate crypto. He has a great academy. I'm not talking about the sporting goods store. We're talking about he has a great website, debatecrypto.academy. Make sure you check that out. Also, we don't have Jenny from the block. We have MacNCheeasy from Staten Island. That's right, the Mac man himself, spooning up some knowledge.
Long Island.
We have someone who just changed Strong Island, and we have someone that just changed his profile pic. Ben Armstrong, what did you change your profile pic to?
Oh, that's my Pluto Alliance Black Hole Alien. That's right.
All right,
supporting the Pluto Alliance community because you guys know hashtag Pluto is a planet.
Pluto is a planet, and I will say, me and Justin, we made some good merch ideas. So we're planning out some good Pluto merch. If you don't know about Pluto Alliance, just make sure check it out on OpenSea. We highly recommend it. But before we get into the topics, let's check out the Market Watch. It's a volatile day. I know you want to see it. I know you need to see the charts here. It has been a little bit of a bloodbath lately. I mean, Bitcoin's down. It has bounced above 60,000. It was touching below 60,000. We're looking at the charts, especially Jack in the other room, that's all he does is look at the charts. But 60,500 right now, down 5%. We have Ethereum down 6%, BNB down about 7%. You have to go a ways down before you see something positive, and that's another layer 1 solution. Avalanche, reversing course right here. It's looking pretty decent compared to these other coins. If we check Sand, Wax, huge movers. I actually bought, I don't want to say the amount, you'll just make fun of me. I bought some Wax last night. I moved some ETH around. I had some altcoin profits that I'm staking. Turned it into Wax. Looks like it was a fantastic idea. If we check out the losers, KuCoin. Oh, man, maybe JChains was right all along. But you know what? That 7 days green. That's all I care about. Zcash, should have sold when it was up at 220. It looks like I'm riding it down to my entry point. Litecoin's down. It was looking good earlier. It's looking scary out there. It's looking pretty volatile. Now, Ben, you were looking at the charts this morning. You saw, some pretty scary stuff on Market Cipher. What is for the rest of the week, the Thursday and the Friday? I mean, is this 60,000's good psychological support, or do you think, there might be a little more room?
Well, I was talking with TJ at the gym today because, as everybody knows, we go to the gym together because we're true gym bros. We look like tag team champions walking into the gym together. Usually we're wearing the same thing. Swole mates. That's right. So anyways, we were talking while we were there about Bitcoin and how it was at 59.5. It was at 59.5 while we were at the gym. And I was thinking about Justin and his liquidation point. But outside of that, I told TJ, I literally said to him, I'm not really doing leverage trading right now because it just takes up too much time for me. And I'm like, once I'm done here, I like spend time with my family and stuff. And so I don't like waking up with a ByBit sweat. So I'm not leverage trading at the moment. However, if I were, and this is not financial advice, but I told TJ this would be a great time, in my opinion, to take a long position. So that tells you what I think. I think this is probably the bottom. That doesn't mean that it is, though. But for me personally, I would take right now is a good cue. And I think we're back up to like 60,500, somewhere around there. So maybe miss the sweet spot below 60K, but I do believe 60K is going to hold here for a while.
I completely agree with you. I'm not really wanting to get into it. I'm just playing with a couple $1,000. Nothing where I really going to need to lose sleep over very low leverage. But I opened a long right before the show. Again, not financial advice. It just looked good to me as well. It looks like maybe the 4 hours about to print a green dot. Shout out to CryptoFace and Market Cipher, one of the best indicators all around, hands down. So it's definitely what I'm seeing. CryptoKeeper, are you seeing something similar? Is it looking like maybe, you know, 60, 59.5 was the bottom? Or, you know, are we still going to go down to 57, 55?
I mean, I would never be surprised, but from what it looks like from my end, this is all about what it always is. These whales using leverage trading to manipulate the market. It's washing out a bunch of longs and kind of resetting. And I think that's ultimately what we've been looking at. We could go down a little bit further, but man, I don't know. 60 feels like a great support, and I think psychologically, like you said, it's a good place to rest.
All right, well, we will talk more Bitcoin in the first topic, but before we do that, it is the lightning round. Ben, BJ, I think we should have a little lightning round, like little, kind of like the market. I don't know, just a thought there. I think that'd be cool. Just a little lightning bolt, you know, a little something like that. All right, well, lightning round question is, this is a good one too. You're going to definitely like this. If your crypto portfolio was a hand in poker, what would it be? We'll start with you, Ben. You're just at the World Series of Poker. Hopefully this isn't a soft subject for you, maybe more so for Brian Emery. But if your crypto was a hand in poker, what hand would it be?
I mean, I think you got to go. I think you got to go with Big Slick here. You got to go with Ace King right here, right? Ace King. It looks great and it's got a lot of potential, but it doesn't always mean it's going to turn into what you want it to turn into. So that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say it's Ace King.
Yeah, you can lose to a pair of twos. So, I mean, be careful. Like, it looks good, but, you know, I mean, something small, you know, it could be a disaster. Hotep Jesus, what poker hand would your crypto be?
It's looking like a full house.
Okay.
On most days, in between trades, it might be just a pair, a two pair.
All right. And MacNCheeasy, what poker hand would your crypto be?
My crypto's looking like pocket queens. It's a great hand to start with. It's not going to win everything, but you know, Bitcoin, Ethereum, over time, if you get that card dealt or that hand dealt, you're going to be a winner over time. So that's what I'm looking at. It's not going to beat everything, but you're going to be happy you got it.
All right, pocket queens. Well, Ethereum's my bay. We all know that. Now, CryptoKeeper, what hand would your crypto be?
Well, I would say pocket aces, but I hate to rub a sore spot, Ben. I think that might have been what you went out on. So I won't say that. I will. I will just. You know what? Royal flush, and I'll tell you why. Long term, I truly believe that all of the top tier projects that I'm holding are going to win. I don't feel like I can lose long term.
All right, I would say this is a flush of hearts, because it's not the diamonds, because it's not the diamond hands. But it's flushing out all these weak hands. It's flushing out, and if you don't have the heart, you're gonna get melted. Okay, because I believe, again, not financial advice. I believe there's still some gains to be made in the next 45 days, maybe even 90 days, maybe even 180. Who knows? But I'm leaning closer to, you know, within the next 45. So again, you know, who knows? Who knows? I mean, there are some people acting real bearish. They always like to do that. If Bitcoin drops 10%, they like to say, "Ha, I told you so." And it's like, well, no, you didn't. You said it was going to 30. And then it went to 60 when it was at 47. But now they all like to say, "I told you so. I told you so." So I don't know. We'll see. We're going to keep an eye on it. But on that note, let's go right into our next topic. Bitcoin getting crushed. It crashed to 58K. Like, it was just a real quick wick. Speaking of J-Chain, since we brought it up already, we're going to leave him out of this. But, you know, I didn't bring him up. Y'all brought him up. Yeah, it wicked so quickly, it actually didn't fill his order, so he didn't get liquidated. So he got pretty lucky there. And oftentimes that'll happen when it's that crazy 1 minute candle. Not all the orders get filled. That's why you see it bounce up so hard. So yeah, I mean, it's looking really scary. It had a huge sharp downswing, wick down. Now, Mac, a lot of this, you know, people are saying we have a Taproot upgrade, right? The Taproot is the big Bitcoin upgrade. You know, this is going to help the price. Everyone's going to be talking about it. We kind of saw that with Ethereum. When Ethereum had its, you know, bigger upgrade, I think we had a record number of daily green candles. In the history of Ethereum, it had never seen that many daily green candles in a row. And a lot of that was largely based off the news of their upgrade. How come Bitcoin's not experiencing the same thing?
So for Bitcoin versus Ethereum in terms of this upgrade, I think there's reasons why the Ethereum upgrade fundamentally changed the tokenomics of the actual product. So EIP 1559, it created a burning mechanism in Ethereum, and this decreased the amount of Ethereum that is in circulation. So effectively decreasing the supply. If the demand stays the same, the price is going to increase. Not only that, it also, in terms of the timing of the upgrade, that was about in the beginning of August, which was the local bottom of the crypto market. So it's hard to say truly if it was a product of the upgrade or if it was a product of the overall market as a whole. Now, in terms of Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin, the Taproot upgrade, this implements basics or the fundamentals to actually create smart contracts, some additional security protocols. But it in terms of, even though it was the biggest Ethereum upgrade or Bitcoin upgrade in the past 4 years, it really wasn't as big as that of EIP 1559. And so I didn't expect it to really have a major impact on the price. And I think Bitcoin's going to continue to move with the overall market. But I think this upgrade is pretty interesting because it shows a couple of things. One, that Bitcoin is still able to improve and it's still able to actually change and develop. And two, even when it does change, it doesn't change that much. And I think that's why institutions are so readily available to get into Bitcoin, because Ethereum, the tokenomics can change overnight, whereas Bitcoin is what it is. And if you have billions on your balance sheet, you don't want that asset to just change suddenly because a couple of devs decided that they're going to increase the circulation. So I wouldn't look into it more than the broader kind of crypto market and what's going on, and it's bullish long term, and that's what I am, a long-term investor. So you're not shaking these hands out.
Oh god, the long-term investor. I didn't know we had an altcoin daily triplet on the show. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But all right, so EIP 1559, it was a more bullish upgrade because some blocks were actually deflationary, slowed down the inflation and also overall market. Okay, I like that. I like that. Now, Hotep, we had the all-time high just 6 days ago. Bitcoin, it touched 69,000. It was right there, and now we're seeing this huge crash. Oftentimes, so you're doing more content that is, not crypto. Where the rest of us, we're kind of all in on the crypto content. So you have more people who are just casual investors or just now learning about Bitcoin, or maybe, sitting on the sidelines, just kind of hear it from point A and point B. What is the normie, quote unquote, mentality that you're hearing? Are you seeing more interest when it's like at these all-time highs, or are you seeing more interest when it's dipping and, because that might be a good buying opportunity?
Well, normie's always going to buy the roller coaster when it's going up, unfortunately. I'm selling shovels in the middle of the gold rush. I'm connected to Coinbit's app. So we're good either way. I want the damn thing to crash. Every time it crashes, and it goes back up, I say to myself, I didn't buy enough. You can never buy enough. So I'd love to see it drop so I can get more. I'm dollar cost averaging. I'm always getting Bitcoin every week. So I'm not too concerned about the price at all. I look at Bitcoin and say, where's it going to be 10 years from now? If it's going to be, $1 million 10 years from now, or whatever it's going to be, I'm fine with that. I'm a very disciplined and traditional investor where I dollar cost average and I play the long game. I flip the shit coins, when I can, based upon, stop limits and whatnot, or limit buys, limit sells. That's my game. But, when I see Bitcoin crash, I celebrate. I love to see the red.
All right. Well, for some of these newer investors, the dollar cost average, it is probably the number one strategy. Do you ever take time off the DCAing when it's like all-time highs? If Bitcoin hit 70 a week from now, would you maybe pause the DCA? Or is this because it's such a long-term investment, you never really stop?
I never stop. What's the point in stopping?
Okay.
If, like less than 5% of the population is holding crypto, we're still early, right? So if you look at it like that, as we're still early, then I'm good. I'm buying all the time. I believe.
All right. Geez, it's a red day, but you already got me feeling bullish over here. I hope the chat's feeling the same. Go ahead and hit that smash that like. I mean, smash it again, but make sure you only do it like an odd number of times because we don't want you to unsmash it. So smash it an odd number of times is what we're asking here. All right, now Ben, with the morning streams, a lot of times you'll say the regulation is largely fluff. There's more bark than bite with a lot of this regulation. But the hits keep coming. They keep coming. Is there any regulation that would have you concerned?
Well, the stablecoin regulation will be coming into play. That's the one to watch. The stablecoin regulation is the one regulation to watch. This is what I would ask everybody. With as much talk about regulation this year as we've had, with as much talk over the last 2 years there has been about crypto and the government and everything, how has that changed your crypto life? How has that changed your crypto portfolio? I would say to this point, absolutely none. I don't know what in the world, maybe I would say the one thing people could probably argue is maybe they sold XRP because of the lawsuit, which isn't technically, regulation yet. It's still in a lawsuit, but that might be the one thing over the last 2 years that might have changed some people's portfolios. And I know certainly we were not very bullish on XRP when the lawsuit was filed. Now we're very bullish on XRP because it looks like they're going to win, or at least settle for a very low amount. So the stablecoin regulation, though, is the one to watch because this is going to have a much bigger effect on all that we do. Especially when it comes to staking, right? A lot of people's plan has been to move to stablecoins at the top and then put those in Celsius or BlockFi and earn massive returns, especially compared to the traditional markets, with those stable coins. Well, whatever's coming in the next few months might change that dramatically, and that may not be as beneficial as people think. If you're planning on getting 8 or 9% on a stable coin next year for the majority of the year, I'm going to tell you that's probably not going to happen. You know this because Dirty Gary Gensler has been setting this up for months and months and months to make this big run on stablecoin regulation. So that is the one to watch. That's the one that matters right now. Everything else is just fluff.
Yeah, the chat XRP Army.
By the way, real quick, I do want to add this in, not to cut you off, even though I did cut you off. When it comes to the infrastructure bill, because I'm sure that's kind of what everybody's wondering about in this burger language, they've already said they're not going to enforce it as written. So this is just a bunch of hype over what is not going to end up affecting crypto.
All right, and XRP Army, where are you at? Hit that like button. We know we got to get this number up. We're at 1.2 thousand already. We do like that, but let's get that above 2,000. Let's smash through 10,000 viewers. I know we can do it. Just try to make this video hit at least 100,000 views. Now, XRP Army, people are loving it. Hotep Jesus, they love your long-term strategy. They're feeling it. And someone said XRP is down. That's what happens when Bitcoin drops, almost $10,000 in a couple days. Other coins will fall. That is crypto for you. Bitcoin is still king, as Faye says. Let's not forget that. Now, Keeper, we're talking about this bill. There's specific language in here that is kind of spooking some people. What is the language in the bill that's got everyone's shirt all ruffled up here?
I mean, first of all, I'm with Ben on this. I don't think that the actual reason that we've had a big dip in the price has anything to do with this bill directly. But though I don't know the exact language that I didn't open the bill and read it word for word. But what I can say is
neither did our politicians, though, so that's okay.
Well, yeah, no kidding, because they drop 3,000-page documents and say, "Hey, can you have that ready by 2:30 this afternoon?"
Yeah.
But the idea behind it says if you and I, DZ, have a $10,000 or more transaction in crypto, and for people that have been in for a while, I know that the value today is $10,000, but when we're moving value around, a lot of times it feels a little bit easier if I've been in an asset for a long time. At least to me, it does, because I know what my cost basis is, right? But ultimately, it says that I would need to have your social security number. So we joked about it before the stream, but it was like, hey, buy my NFT. And by the way, when you're sending it, make sure that you send over your, your social security number. It makes me responsible for someone else's information that they're not going to give up. And so I do not believe that it's the most idiotic thing I've ever heard. It literally puts me in the position to be someone's broker when I'm not technically even handling their funds. It's just gross.
All right, yeah, I'm liking it, and yeah, chat's going crazy. We had a verified Twitch a partner here, Authentic. Thank you for jumping in. Your first time chat, and almost predictably, the first chat was about Shiba. Now, again, he's saying buy it on discount, but it's just we're not making fun of Authentic. Thanks for joining. All new time viewers, make sure you hit that like. Thank you. Well, let's get to this next topic here: Polygon Powerhouse. And before we get into the meats and bones, it's a layer 2 solution. It's on Ethereum. But we were talking about branding in the office. Now, Hotep, you're pretty good at branding. I mean, you definitely been blowing up. You got a really, really good Twitter. You know how to reach out. You know how to get your tendrils out in all these places. What do you think of the branding of Polygon/Matic? Was that a mistake? I mean, Matic, we were kind of talking in the office. Matic sounds cool. Sounds like automatic. The name kind of rolls off the tongue. Then you have Polygon. It sounds like a Pokemon. It sounds like what Polyworld evolved from. What do you think of the branding? Just from a branding perspective, let's get rid of the technical jargon here. What do you think of that branding there? Was that good? Was that smart?
So I have a formula for branding, and branding equals reputation plus consistency. And since they have broke the rule of consistency, they've broken the rule of branding. So from a very scientific point of view, look at branding, it was a bad move. Does that mean that they can't recover from this? Well, when we look at tech projects are about the solutions you provide and the value you provide from those solutions. It also matters what is the sentiment from the audience? What is the use case and how much are people adopting said technology? So if they focus on those things, then this might not be too bad of a blunder.
All right. Would you say the same for Facebook/Meta? Would you say that was bad branding?
Well, Facebook is a different beast all on its own. I mean, we're talking about a company who is way beyond the growth stage that Polygon is at. When it comes to rules of branding, Zuckerberg can break those because, I mean, he's broken the bank. When we talk about Meta, I think Meta is actually better branding for them because that's what they do. They harvest our metadata. So it makes sense for them to brand as what they are actually doing. And they also removed facial recognition, allegedly. So they're no longer a Facebook, so to speak. So Meta is probably a good idea.
Would you have a pamphlet next to you? Like, that was good, man.
Well, I'd like to say this. I know Hotep Jesus right here just said that, Facebook is a beast. Well, does that make Zuckerberg the mark of the beast?
Oh, okay. Well, that was clever. That was clever. Guy, you can't. Yeah, we've got a clever group here. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Hit that like button if you thought that was pretty funny. That was a good one. All right, Ben. We got to give it to you. And that was a good one. So, all right. So, just real quick on Polygon, it's a layer 2 solution. Basically, they'll batch a bunch of transactions and then put that into one Ethereum transaction. That's why you do it real cheap. Slow gas, very fast. Actually, home of Coin League. Definitely check out Coin League, coinleague.com. It's like FanDuel or fantasy sports, but with crypto. It's super, super fun. Very addicting. You're definitely going to love it. Now, Ben, Polygon, we've seen a lot of adoption, but it's yet to have a really good price pump. And then, with Bitcoin, kind of taking a tumble here, is probably going to be even longer. Now, it's gone up a little bit, but we haven't seen these volatile gains that we're seeing that with the rest of the, I would say, I guess the gaming ecosystem. So this is a gaming solution, but it's not getting these gaming pumps and these metaverse pumps. I mean, is it what's going on with Polygon? I mean, is there the pump yet to come, or is it just too big to move?
Well, I mean, Polygon had a massive rise back in May. And, we've been talking for the last several days on the stream about how some of these projects have moved so parabolic, it's hard for them to recapture in another phase of the bull run, or maybe in another bull run what they had before. It peaked out at $2.43 back on May 18th. Now, it had gotten back up to $2.12 on October 28th and showed some signs of life. But if you look at the chart of Polygon right now, the overall kind of like year-to-date chart, what you'll see is it's still clearly on an uptrend. When we have this idea that it's two phases to this bull run, it was on one uptrend in the first half, went on a downtrend. Now it's clearly back on an uptrend, making higher highs and higher lows. So I think the best days for Polygon are still ahead. I mean, I definitely think Polygon is going to rip massively here towards the end. And if you kind of just use the first part of the bull run for Polygon as kind of, a potential for what it could do, I mean, this thing went from, in a period of 4 months, this went from 4 cents all the way up to $2.43. So if you were to use that as kind of an example, if it does have another parabolic run in it, I mean, I think this thing could easily get over $10 by the end of this bull run.
Okay,
so I'm not worried. I'm not worried about Polygon at all, and its use case is only more evident at all times.
All right, and would you say we're kind of like this on this stage of the pump? Like, we had our little pump here, so you're saying there's still going to be a blow off from past here, so taking us up.
I would look more at kind of like that J shape right there. Yeah, you were just on it. Go right there. Okay. I would look, maybe we're kind of like about right there. Because when the altcoin season blows up, it's going to blow up hard, fast.
All right,
and heavy.
I'm feeling pretty good about it. Now, we were talking about branding, and we're talking about it's a layer 2 solution. Now, Polygon, it kind of quote unquote fixes the gas price issue with NFTs. So there are Polygon NFTs, Coin League, we just brought up. They're going to have a really cool NFT that's going to have utility that actually pays out profits to its holders once a month. They wouldn't be able to do that on Ethereum because it would probably cost more to claim than you'd actually receive. So you'd spend $100 to get $50. But with Polygon, they're actually going to fix that. So I mean, we're really excited to see that with Coin League. But Polygon NFTs, they're just not really pumping, Mac. And I mean, is this a branding issue? Is this because it's not where the cool kids are? Why do you think Polygon NFTs haven't really taken off, like kind of like how Wax is now and how Ethereum has?
I think it has to do with adoption and just getting their name out. I mean, we saw with Immutable X, which is a similar layer 2 solution on Ethereum where it has cheaper gas fees, and that had its run. NFTs as a whole were down. So it's going to move with the market in general, but we're starting to see an upswing in terms of the actual NFT market on Ethereum. We saw Bored Ape Yacht Club that was getting scooped up. Post Malone just bought a Bored Ape. You know, we saw this pullback in the NFT market, and I wouldn't be surprised with the actual NFT market on Polygon making a come up, because it's going to probably move with the rest of the NFT market. And I think you touched on it. Like, the cool thing with cheaper gas fees is it gives you ability to do things that you're normally not able to do. Like, if you look at Zed Run, that's done on Polygon, which is a horse racing NFT platform. And that would never be applicable on Ethereum because of the gas fees. You could never actually do it. So the NFT space in Polygon is exciting. It's something that I'm looking at. There's a reason why I use Polygon for almost all of my DeFi. It's because it allows you to actually operate, and it gives people who aren't whales the ability to transact and actually use the Ethereum network, which is truly a beautiful product.
Yeah, no, that's a great example. The Zed Run, I mean, it's if I'm not mistaken, it's the #1 Polygon NFT. You can often see it in the top 10 on OpenSea daily volume. So it's certainly popular. And just another thing, yeah, you wouldn't be able to do that on Ethereum normally, but yeah, you don't want to pay $100 to race your horse and then, win the $20 pot. Now, they have some upgrades coming with Polygon. It's the ZK Starks. It's basically making it quantum proof computer tech. I mean, who knows when a quantum computer is going to be here, but you'll often hear that, like, oh, what's Bitcoin going to do when there's quantum computers? And that's a whole nother conversation. So they're upping the security, they're upping the privacy. Now, CryptoKeeper, are these steps going to paint a bigger picture on their back, or a bigger target on their back as far as the governments are involved? Are they not going to want, more security, more privacy? Is this a bearish thing to you, or is this, a bullish thing to you?
Can you reword what you're
is high security, high security and high privacy create a bigger target for a government? Does that make them want to, essentially, I don't want to say ban, because ban's a strong word, but does that increase the scrutiny by a Gensler or a Yellen?
Well, let's be honest. At the end of the day, thank you, by the way, for doing that. At the end of the day, the government right now doesn't understand anything in crypto. So upping the level of security is, it just kind of is what it is, right? I think that our government wants to control anything and everything that they can, and if that is up to and including Polygon, because they've got this ZK Starks, because ultimately the ZK Starks just adds or takes away a process. As I read it, it takes out a process that needs to happen, which overall speeds things up. I don't think, however, it's going to matter in the long run as it relates to the government now.
Okay, all right. And Hotep, is government scrutiny and, magnifying lenses being pulled out and kind of looking at all these blockchains, does that really factor into your investment decisions, or are you just so long-term bullish on crypto? It's a global phenomenon. Is this something that you don't really worry about?
When you start to add factors such as the government, what you're going to do is you're going to break the fundamentals of investing. And the fundamentals of investing is not to be emotional. And when you think about government, you're going to add fear to your mind and your decision making. So I try not to pay attention to that. And the other thing with investing is when you have an investing plan or strategy, you stick to it. you try not to deviate too much outside of any unforeseen circumstances. When we look at Nigeria, for example, when they tried to ban Bitcoin there, the price of Bitcoin went up, adoption of Bitcoin went up. I think what's going to happen is society is going to become bifurcated. A lot of people are going to go underground. Some are going to go mainstream, but people are going to become more technologically advanced and find ways to dodge the dollar and choose crypto. And no matter what the government does, technology is going to find a way around that, as we've seen over the course of the past few decades.
All right. I love that.
I'm not really concerned.
All right. Well, chat, they're getting into it. A lot of people are saying, they do like to trade. Sharp Claw UK, I want to give him a shout out. He had a good strategy. Have a HODL portfolio. And if you just have to have that excitement, that adrenaline, have your HODL portfolio, have your trading portfolio, make your HODL portfolio a lot bigger. At least, and unless you're knocking out like Ben in February where you got 9 out of 10 trades are green, yeah, then maybe, get a little bit riskier. But yeah, definitely have a stronger HODL portfolio. Glitch, consolidate. Yeah, we love it. All right, well, that's all we got time for today. Looks like we got a tie between Ben and Hotep. Let's see who had the better lightning round answer. I think it had to be Hotep. That was a good one.
Ben.
That was a good one. So we're gonna give it to Hotep. I mean, Ben. Yeah, I mean, you made it to like day 5. You got to stop winning at some point.
So much winning. I'm tired of winning.
Yeah. All right, so Hotep, you got about 30 seconds or less. Leave us with a parting thought. Just a message that you want to communicate to us.
Sign up for Let's Go.finance. We're pumping the Eagle token staking. Go stake and earn on top of your crypto, and stake on Hotep Jesus, and get that beautiful APY that your traditional banking institutions cannot give you, can't even come close to. HODL Bitcoin.
All right. And after this episode, I'm definitely bullish on Hotep. So I appreciate, thank you for stopping by. It's a great episode. I hope you liked it. Make sure you smash that like button. And until next time, Pluto Alliance and BitSquad, DZ out.